Hi, thank you so much for joining me. Today I want to deconstruct the exercise called the roll-up. The roll-up is the second exercise in the Pilates mat classical series, no matter whether you're a beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced student. It's a hard exercise. The purpose of the exercise is to work your powerhouse and also work on the flexibility and articulation of your spine. It is very hard for a lot of people to transit, particularly through their lumbar spine. So I want to take the exercise today to the wall, using the wall as our mat, so that we can understand a little bit better how to work through the exercise to make it easier to access on the mat. Let's go ahead and start again against the wall, completely pressed against the wall. As we did with the 100, we're going to bring one step forward with one of our feet and then bring the other one forward. So you'll be about a step or maybe slightly more away from the wall. Your heels will be together now that we're standing, toes apart, about a fist distance away from each other. We will do that here to ease your access the going up and down, rolling up and down. On the mat, we will have our feet together. But here we will make sure first that we're pressed against the wall. We will have the head pressed against the wall, our thoracic spine will be pressed against the wall, and also you will feel your sacrum against the wall. Open up your shoulders. Again, as in other exercises, the shoulders are away from the ears to make sure you have that nice long neck. I want you to press your whole palm against the mat, or the wall in this case. Usually we start the roll-up coming from the 100 with the arms up towards the ceiling. Now, if you just bring them all the way back, notice how I have completely lost my connection. My ribs are in, I am not connected in my powerhouse, in my box. What I need to do is probably not go as far back, but rather feel that connection. So the ribs will be in, I will have my whole box connected from shoulder to shoulder and hip to hip, up and down. So perhaps this height is as far as I can go. The same will be true on the mat. So today I want to start it from having the hands down on the wall, pressing the palms, and we'll progress later to bringing the arms up. For now, remember the same things that we said with the progression of the 100. We will start bringing our hands down towards our feet, lifting up our head, neck, and shoulders off the wall. Hold there for a second. This was the position that we used to get into the 100. Now we really want to sink our belly button in, pressing our lower back against the mat. If you use your hands to press against the wall throughout this preparation, you will feel that connection a lot better. So make sure that the heel of your hand is really pressing against your mat or wall in this case. So we will go ahead and start rolling down. We're rolling into ourselves, but by pressing, scraping the wall with the heel of our hands, we're gonna keep going down, but I want you to transit through that lumbar spine. Only releasing one vertebra at a time, belly buttons going in and up, keeping a distance between your chin and your chest, and exhaling all the air out here until you're only touching with your sits bones against the wall. We only go this far down, hands are still pressing down. Press a little bit more even so that you find your scoop. Release your knees slightly if you're locking them like me, and start pressing down, scraping the wall to start rolling back up. We're going to transit through that lumbar spine, your whole hand pressing in, shoulders away from the ears. Make sure that you're pressing with each vertebra of your lumbar spine as you lift up, going into your thoracic spine, shoulder blades, shoulders, neck and head. Sorry about my hair. Let's go again. So we press the palms down on the mat or wall, bringing the chin towards our chest, but remember there's a space in between. My ribs are in, my spine is towards the wall, my belly is sinking into the spine, belly button going in and up. I keep rolling through my spine, making sure I'm transiting through that lumbar spine. Press your hands even more against the wall so you're transiting through the lumbar and going all the way down. Imagine you're going over an imaginary ball, a beach ball, so it's nice and big. You're not completely pressing. It's not a matter of hinging at the hips, but rather scooping in, scooping away from your thighs. Head is nice and released, and then you start rolling up, pressing against the wall. Belly button is going in, using your powerhouse to roll back up. We're going to transit through that lumbar spine, one vertebra at a time. Shoulder blades, shoulders, and lifting up. Let's try that with the arms up. That will be our next step. So we have our arms up. We've come from the 100 and we have brought our arms above our head. Again, remember, you're not disconnecting, but rather staying connected. Ribs are in. We bring the arms forward to shoulder height. This is what we will do on the mat. We will look through that window that we just created with our arms. And now, bringing our whole torso forwards. Remember to keep that space between your chin and your chest. Now we're going to transit through that lumbar spine, one vertebra at a time. Make sure that you're touching. Remember that feeling that you had pressing against the wall. Exhaling all the air out as we go over that imaginary ball. Up and over, it's a big beach ball. Up and over and stretching forwards towards our feet, but keeping that space, keeping that scoop in your center. And now, using your glutes, tucking your tailbone under, we unroll ourselves, pressing against the wall, one vertebra at a time. Looking for that articulation of our spine and lifting all the way up. That's a roll up against the wall. Let's take it to the mat. We continue our exploration of the roll up now on the mat. A great way of assisting the roll up at the beginning is to use a towel under our lumbar spine. We will roll it up and place it flat down on the mat under our lower back. So we'll slide down and lay down on the mat, face up. For now, I will keep my knees together and my feet together, making sure that I can use my glutes to help me. The roll up is basically an exercise of rolling into yourself and rolling back. We will bring our arms back. We just finished with 100. Remember, we want to stay connected. So you want to keep your whole box connected. That means you're not just going to let the arms go back and allow your ribs to open up like a fan, but rather bringing the arms back, but staying connected. You also want the shoulders away from the ears. Remember, we practiced that too. We will bring the arms up to 90 degrees as we inhale. We will look through this window that we just created with our arms, and we'll start peeling ourselves off the mat, bringing our arms forward, traveling our whole spine through the mat, and then stretching our legs when we get to the top. Our feet will be flexed. We'll roll up and over an imaginary ball and forwards. Exhaling all the air out, as if the ceiling had come down and it was really low. We'll start rolling back. We'll flex our knees again for now and start rolling. This is why we use the towel, so that we find that connection. We get the feedback from the towel as we roll down one vertebra at a time and lay all the way back. Remember to stay connected here. Let's try that again. Arms to ceiling, we're inhaling here, we're looking through, we're lifting up, peeling our spine off the mat, one vertebra at a time, traveling through that lumbar spine and reaching forwards. Up and over that imaginary ball. Think of scooping even further, your belly button in and up, your ribs are going back. The crown of your head reaching forward. We're trying to reach the wall in front of us. And then slowly rolling down. Be mindful of your shoulders not hiking up to your ears. Your chest is open. Your shoulders are open. It's your lower back that's rounded and going back. Did you notice I kept my legs straight? Now that would be the next progression. Let's see if we can do that with the legs straight. Again, you're connected. Your shoulders, shoulder blades down. We lift up the arms. We look through that window we created and we peel our spine one vertebra at a time, keeping a distance between your chin and your chest. And exhaling all the air out here. Your arms are as if they were on top of a coffee table. And we slide the arms on that coffee table as we roll back. Notice my lower back is rounded. I have that C in my spine, but I'm not collapsing in my thoracic spine or my cervical spine. I'm keeping nice and long and rolling through. Make sure you're touching first with your lower back, middle back, and upper back. I will take the towel away now and show that without the towel. As you start getting ready, you will try it this way. We'll bring the arms towards the ceiling. We'll look through that window we just created. The heels are reaching forwards, away from the body. The belly button will be sinking in and up, and it will travel through my whole spine, peeling one vertebra at a time, bringing my chin over my chest over my ribs over my belly over my hips, and folding in two, but not collapsing. We're not just stretching here, we're going up and over, scooping through our center, and then rolling back. We want to make sure we touch lower back, middle back, upper back, shoulders, neck, and head. Let's try that a little more dynamically. We bring the arms up, head, neck, and shoulders. We roll through our spine and going forwards. Remember, you're reaching through the backs of your legs, through your heels in front. The arms also reaching forward, but the belly is sinking into the spine, belly button in and up. Keep your chest open. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Travel through your lumbar spine, middle spine, upper spine, and all the way down. We'll finish up with one last and sit up for the one leg circle or single leg circle. Stretch forward here. Scoop more energy out of your heels, and we roll back. As you roll back on the very last one, as your arms come down towards the mat, you lift up the right leg towards the ceiling, open up your chest, open up your shoulders, and you're ready for the single leg circle.